Narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is like spending time with someone who thinks they're the star of a grand show, even if it's just a mundane PTA meeting. People with NPD often seize every chance to brag, fish for compliments, and remind you how fortunate you are to be in their presence. Miss a compliment about their new shoes? They'll bring up their lunch with Elon Musk just to keep the praise flowing. Despite their flashy confidence, there's a shaky core of insecurity beneath the surface, like a glittering house that's crumbling inside. They meticulously craft their image while hiding their vulnerabilities. Initially, relationships with them seem charming, but the constant demand for admiration and lack of empathy can turn it into a one-sided affair, where you're expected to cheer for their "I'm awesome" parade every day. This behavior typically stems from childhood experiences where love was tied to achievements, leaving them with an inflated ego and unrealistic expectations, a personality built on a fragile foundation. Paranoid personality disorder, PPD. Paranoid personality disorder is like a family barbecue gone awry. Everyone's enjoying burgers while your cousin lurks nearby, arms crossed and scanning for perceived threats as if the FBI might emerge from the bushes. People with PPD don't just distrust others. They excel at detecting fictional conspiracies in the most innocent situations. They believe everyone, even the neighbor's cat, has a hidden agenda. If life were a movie, they'd be the characters suspiciously whispering, "I know what you're up to," even when you're innocently opening a snack. They interpret friendly gestures as secret insults and find plots behind every casual glance, leaving them constantly on high alert. A mentally exhausting game of 4D chess where everyone else is out to humiliate them. Treating PPD is challenging, as trust doesn't come easily, even with a therapist. However, with time, patience, and the right support, individuals can learn to dial back their suspicion and navigate the world without fearing betrayal at every turn. Schizoid personality disorder, SPD. It's like having a bright, do not disturb sign hanging over your social life. People with SPD aren't rude or unfriendly. They simply prefer the solitude of the quiet car on the train called existence. While everyone else is busy hosting barbecues or diving into group chats, they're more likely to say, "Nah, I'm good," and binge watch a 10-season documentary alone, perfectly content in their own company. It's not that they dislike you or the world. They just find socializing to be a flavor they can live without. Their emotional palate is like unsalted crackers, bland but satisfactory. Conversations with them might feel one-sided. For instance, you could excitedly share a tale about wrestling an alligator for a lost flip-flop, and their response might be a calm, "neat," as if you were discussing the weather. They aren't trying to rain on your parade. They simply weren't all that interested in the parade to begin with. Think of them as the human equivalent of airplane mode. They're still around, just not taking calls. Histrionic personality disorder, HPD, is like living every day on a stage where strangers are potential audience members, and applause is as vital as oxygen. Those with HPD crave compliments, complete with confetti cannons and a marching band to celebrate even the smallest changes, like a new haircut. They thrive on being seen and adored, often making dramatic entrances with loud laughter or elaborate stories, much like that one friend who shows up to a casual gathering in a red carpet gown. However, beneath the shiny exterior lies a deep fear of being ignored, forgotten, or cast aside, akin to a Broadway show terrified of an empty theater. The origins of HPD are still not entirely clear. Some studies suggest it may stem from childhood experiences, either being treated like a star and now finding normal praise dull, or growing up in an affection-deprived environment and constantly seeking validation. Regardless of the cause, the result is a relentless chase for the spotlight, hoping that this time the applause doesn't fade. Avoidant personality disorder, AVPD. It's like standing at the door of a party you've eagerly anticipated, only to feel a wave of panic wash over you as your hand freezes on the doorknob, and your mind screams, "They don't like you." In an instant, you find yourself fleeing back the way you came. This disorder creates an internal landscape where doubt reigns supreme, much like an invincible anti-cheerleader whispering insecurities like a broken karaoke machine stuck on a sad tune. For those with AVPD, social interactions can feel like attempting to navigate a bustling high school cafeteria while balancing a precarious Jenga tower on your head. nerve-wracking, unsteady, and shadowed by the belief that everyone's eyes are on you, waiting for you to stumble. Even benign compliments might trigger panic, leaving you feeling suspicious, like someone offering free ice cream that you fear is poisoned. When the desire to connect finally surfaces, it comes with a hefty need for assurance, like wanting a 100% money-back guarantee that you won't be judged, hurt, or ridiculed. However, since there are no social warranties to be found, many choose to hide behind emotional barriers, avoiding parties, job interviews, and even casual conversations out of fear that something might go awry. It's not that they dislike people or cherish solitude. Rather, fear has constructed a fortress around them, complete with a moat of self-doubt and ferocious dragons named rejection and criticism. Sadistic personality disorder. Sadistic personality disorder can be likened to that one disruptive party guest who shamelessly steals cake pops and balloons right from under the birthday kid's nose, laughing gleefully as they cry in the corner. For those with this disorder, witnessing human suffering is a twisted source of entertainment. If empathy were a radio station, they'd have the volume permanently turned down to zero. Individuals with sadistic tendencies thrive on insults, humiliation, and embarrassment, all while smiling brightly, as if their emotional toolbox is missing the compassion wrench, leaving only the cruel hammer and intimidation toolkit. Instead of winning friends or influencing with charm and kindness, they prefer to wield fear and humiliation, leaving chaos and hurt feelings in their wake. They're the ones who light emotional fireworks, step back, and enjoy the ensuing drama like a blockbuster film, stirring up conflict and pitting people against each other as if it were a Saturday night fight night. Except the participants had no idea they were signed up for the match. When given even a modicum of authority, they will wield it like a dictator presiding over a Monopoly game, bending every rule to assert their dominance. Yet beneath the facade of enjoying others' pain often lies a deep sense of powerlessness in their own lives. They compensate for feelings of inadequacy by trying to control or dominate others, much like a child on the playground kicking over sandcastles because they don't know how to build their own. Self-defeating personality disorder. Self-defeating personality disorder is akin to starring in your own soap opera where you play the lead character, the antagonist, and the scriptwriter, all working tirelessly to ensure the plot never has a happy ending. Whenever life hands you a golden ticket to happiness, your brain dramatically veers off course, leading you straight into chaos, as if success feels as out of place as flip-flops at a black tie event. It's like you're allergic to good vibes while steadily seeking out bad ones as if they were a long-lost friend. For example, you could be in a relationship with a kind, supportive partner, yet you find yourself drawn to someone who is emotionally unavailable, distant, or outright toxic. This chaos feels oddly familiar, like a messed-up version of comfort food. You might even pass up opportunities that could genuinely improve your life because deep down, you struggle with feelings of unworthiness or the belief that you don't deserve anything good. It's like having an internal GPS program to avoid happiness at all costs, continuously rerouting every clear path to success into dead ends filled with self-doubt and disappointment. Often, the roots of this disorder lie in a history of conditional love, where affection is only given when certain criteria are met. It's as though you're trapped in a cycle, feeling like you owe everyone hundreds of dollars in emotional currency to receive love over and over again, stuck in an eternal loop of needing to earn the affection that should come freely. Antisocial personality disorder, ASPD, can be likened to playing Monopoly with someone who ignores the rules entirely. Imagine a new classmate who, when handed the instruction manual, flings it out the window, flips the board, steals the dice, and strolls away whistling. That's a glimpse into the life of someone with ASPD. People with this disorder often disregard societal norms, treating guidelines like don't steal or don't lie as mere suggestions. They might smirk at your kindness while cutting you off in traffic. Their actions are not just for thrills. Their empathy is often turned off, making rule-breaking and manipulation feel as natural as breathing. They experience no guilt or remorse, focusing solely on their own interests. However, not everyone with ASPD is a supervillain. Some can maintain jobs, pay bills, and engage in small talk. Yet, when necessary, they are quick to lie, cheat, or manipulate to get ahead. They're like poker players bluffing without a conscience, ready to promise anything until they get what they want and then vanish. Passive-aggressive personality disorder, PAD. Passive-aggressive personality disorder can be illustrated by a coworker who agrees to help with a project, but keeps losing the file, sending the wrong version multiple times, and suddenly forgetting how to use the printer. This subtle sabotage reflects a typical pattern of PAD. People with this disorder experience a constant tug-of-war between wanting to please others and resenting the pressure to do so. It's like battling while refusing to engage directly. There's no confrontation, just emotional shadowboxing. When upset, they often communicate through dramatic sighs, exaggerated pauses, and pointed looks, an emotional Morse code that signals their displeasure without ever saying it outright. If you directly ask if they are upset, you'll likely receive a fake smile and an exaggerated no, despite their internal frustration. They are also adept at delivering backhanded compliments, effectively mixing praise with insults. This disorder serves as a defense mechanism, allowing them to avoid expressing true anger, yet it ends up fostering resentment among those around them because they can't acknowledge their feelings directly. Schizotypal personality disorder, STPD. Schizotypal personality disorder is like being the quirky character in a sitcom, but instead of eliciting laughter, people are left puzzled, wondering what planet you're from. Your interactions with others are often unexpected and atypical due to difficulties in connecting. You're eager to engage, but it feels like trying to join a group hug while stuck behind an invisible barrier. As a result, your forced interactions can come off as awkward, even if that's not your intention. Your approach to small talk might appear cryptic compared to others, like using hieroglyphics while everyone else is using emojis. People may view you as distant or unemotional because your expressions don't often align with your feelings. It's like someone reacting to a surprise party with a mere nod instead of excitement, even though you feel just as deeply as anyone else. STPD may stem from a family history of schizophrenia or similar disorders, passing down these traits like a twisted family heirloom.
Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Next video will be coming soon. Bye!